Hi, everybody. When we choose to adopt a pet, we are blessing animals with a better chance at life and a better chance at love. But knowing this, that means that a pet is family and not just a little stuffed animal you could show off to all your friends and say, look how cute this is. Having a husky is a lifestyle and it is a lot of work. People who do the research before adopting the pet are successful though. Those who don't do the research prior to owning a husky are in for a wild ride. The potential adopters, they choose the cutest husky typically, and they take it home and they haven't done their research and they just see that it's cute, so they're happy. But little do they know that when they come home, just when they think they got the dog figured out, they come home and there's trash and poop everywhere. And that's not ever pleasant. So, getting a husky is the cutest thing ever, but however, there will be many sleepless nights and a lot of crying, random potting, whining, and biting. Owners who don't do the research and don't take the time to learn about their pet will sometimes lose the motivation to want to keep the dog, and they'll often rehome it, which is not really good for the dog's mental health. The first few weeks of owning a husky, for me personally, I honestly thought I would not see the light at the end of the tunnel. I wasn't getting any sleep. It was like having a newborn child, except they pooped everywhere and they cried all night. It's the same thing, except the poop doesn't just stay in a diaper, it's everywhere. So the dog would bite me, but luckily I sought professional help from a trainer and everything's looking good. So the key to having a happy life with the new adopted dog, Husky, is to give them the medical and nutrition they need, to visit a professional dog trainer to enforce obedience, and to do positive reinforcement and to exercise them. So once your dog learns that having good habits is good, you just give them a treat and they will be happy. By keeping your dog up to date with their medical shots and giving them good food, you're setting your dog up for success and for a healthy life because not a lot of people know that the food they gave them is not going to benefit them in any way. Huskies are stubborn and they will try to walk all over you. So luckily the trainer will break your habits, and once the dog learns that he is obedient, you'll want to keep reinforcing that with treats. And a husky is designed to pull people on sleds so they have the most energy that needs to be released or chaos may happen. Along with the fun and the cuteness, a husky is a huge responsibility. Huskies get sick just like a human, so they have to eat good food just like us. Feeding your husky like real foods with real ingredients is highly recommended. A lot of people that get huskies get food that doesn't have real meat in it, and it's called byproduct meat. The Pet Gourmet says that animal byproduct means everything that is left on the animal carcass once the meat and the bones have been removed. And some of the food of that may not be able to be digested, which is really bad for your dog's health. According to the American Kennel Club, also, feeding the dog the high quality food is essential for a Siberian Husky's healthy skin and coat. So, a healthy skin and coat will be less shedding, although it's still a lot bit less, and not necessarily a stiff little coat. And a husky will eat anything ever. So, you have to ensure that they don't swallow anything that may obstruct the digestive system, because then it'll just be stuck there and then you'll gotta go to the vet and have to do an ultrasound, and that's not fun. But to identify some of these issues, a veterinarian may run a thyroid, hip, and eye exam on the dog to see what's going on. And with that being said, at least you'll have an idea what's going on with your dog for the next visit. That way you can maybe give the vet a heads up. Eating anything, though, is not the only thing that you should be worried about. There's more. A husky is stubborn and they will try to take advantage of you, so it's important that you train your dog with a professional. One way to do it is by using an e-collar. An e-collar is a device that goes around their neck and it sends them a slight tingle. Depending on what level you're at, you start off with a really low level until they respond, and you're able to we give them a little tingle if they're touching something by saying off, and they'll stop. It's pretty insane because my dog doesn't bite me anymore. And another way to use training is through the use of treats. The husky will be motivated when there's food involved. That always happens. And The e-collar is also has an advantage of being useful at distance, according to Robin McFarlane. A husky owner should never give their dog a treat or praise when there has been no command achieved. So no work, no play. When the husky owner is in the process of training their dogs, the most important thing they gotta do is they sometimes forget to reinforce a positive behavior. So every time you say yes, that means that the dog did what you wanted it to do, and it'll know to do it next time. And another way you may reinforce that is through the use of treats or praising. Praising it as such as petting its head or its belly and just giving him all the love in the world. Huskies are full of energy and love to run, and since a husky was made to pull sleds, literally, they have a ton of energy, and they are just like energy tanks. If you do not run them or take them for a long walk or anything, they will get bored and destroy your house and eat your couch. It just happens. It's inevitable unless you exercise them. Pet coach says that Siberian Huskies they need a lot of exercise to stay healthy and entertained. So people keep the dogs entertained by taking them for a walk or playing fetch from a mile away. They'll do it. And they'll also find that the hard way when they come home to like a ravaged space left by their bored or anxious dog. So Huskies are not just for show, they are a lifestyle and they require much care and maintenance to remain happy. The key to having a happy life with a new adopted puppy, like I said, is just medical treatment and reinforcing positive behavior, exercise, and nutrition. So giving the dog real ingredient food means less trips to the vet, in all honesty. If the trips keep reoccurring, then it's recommended to get insurance. That way you don't have to pay as much. The e-collar is so reliable when it comes to training somebody, the dog, not somebody, training the dog not to run away, and they're a good way to let your husky know not to do it. And treats will also let them know that they've done something right. So after listening to this information, if people apply these steps to their life, then they will have a happy home with a happy husky.